I'm an everyday woman, woman, woman in every way. Yeah, yeah. I'm living my life, living day by day. Yeah, yeah. Are you an
Welcome to
everyday
Every Way Woman. There are some major changes happening in the talk show world.
Live from Los Angeles, here's Every Way Woman.
Traditional men's roles. Madison, you've seen in sports, you've seen in marriages of your friends that women are kind of stepping in on the men.
Okay, but I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Like women are becoming football players?
No, well, there are women who are trying to be on men's pro teams. There's the woman who just joined as one of the assistant coaches on a men's basketball team. What do you think about that?
If a woman's trying to be a coach on a man's basketball team, it's not that she isn't smart enough to understand strategy and all of that, but there are physiological and psychological thought processes and things that are going on in a man's body that a woman may not fully understand. So yeah, I think you can cross boundaries sometimes where you take it too far. Absolutely.
So do you think we've taken it too far?
I think in some ways we have. Not that because I'm saying women can't be everything that they want to be, or they're not smart enough, or they're not, it's just that sometimes it's like, no, actually you can't be a man. Can you be a basketball player?
Just be a proud woman. There's nothing about me that wants to be a man.
Why not coach women's basketball
I don't want to be a man.
Why teach, why go into men's sports? Why not teach? If you're a woman, why not coach women?
There's so much work that needs to be done with women. I really wish that instead of competing to be a man, we invested our time in supporting the growth and evolution of women.
I wish I could get up and kiss you right now because that's so true. Because what happened to just being a plain old woman? Sexy, vibrant, educated, nurturer of the family. Why do we feel that because the man is moving here, we got to do that because there's some reason we're going to fall behind? We're not equal. Sorry, people. Men and women are not equal.
We're not equal. We're not even
designed the same way.
Well, and on that note, I have friends who go to their jobs specifically not dressed feminine, not for practical reasons, but because they feel in their office they won't earn the same respect as a man.
Yeah, that's
true. So
they
step into this role of almost dressing more manly.
Yeah, but a little cleavage will get you a little.
Well, for me, it's like I want to wear a tutu and heels and be treated the same way. Bring it on. I don't want to have to do that, and I think it's such a shame that so many women feel that way. Instead of being dressed like this, they put on a suit to look like a man.
Look, if a man showed up in his Superman shirt, and expected someone to take him seriously, it would be hard to take him seriously. There's a place for girl power and there's a place for man power.
Right.
It doesn't always cross.
I want to be girl power all the time, and I know
it doesn't work. But when I wanted to grow up, when I was young, we come from a military background and a history of military, veterans in my family, and I wanted to grow up and be in the military.
Right.
And I was going to be an officer in the military, and
Were
it
you
was
trying
rare.
to think like a man?
And, I didn't think of it that way, but yes, I got out into the dirt and I did all the stuff with the boys. I did what the boys did. And I talked to a female officer and I'm trying to figure out where am I going to go? Where am I going to go with this? And when I started talking to the female officers during that time, they discouraged me from going into the military. And I thought, well, are you jealous? I'm just younger. What's going on here? But the stories that they gave to me were like, no, that's not a place for women. The type of abuse that we received during that time, the type that be prepared to get defiled regularly, mentally, physically. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Why do we want to push ourselves to the point where we have to make
But I think there's a point in...
What does that look like, think like a man? What does that, are we saying that women are subservient in their thinking? What does that look like?
Isn't there a book written by, I believe, Steve Harvey
that
says...
think like a man, act like a woman.
Exactly.
A lady.
Think like a man, act like a lady. It's going to get you a lot farther if you understand the way a man thinks in the business world, in the romantic world, you will get farther.
Because we're relating to men. Because I don't want to leave with women that we're some dits because we don't think like men.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
No, but there's an art to being able to understand the mind of a man. You can think
Yes.
like a woman in, understand the mind of a
Okay,
man.
I have a question. If there was a man sitting here talking to us about our menstrual cycle, how real do you think that conversation
I can't stand
would be?
that. When you go to a gynecologist, this is totally off topic, but
No,
if
but
it's a man and he tries to tell you how it feels like.
Right,
or
yes,
what
I
it feels like,
understand
it's
that
like, I
every
don't
28
know.
days.
No.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, there's that crossing where men at some point are going to look at us and go, why am I having this conversation with you?
Okay.
Because there are conversations that we don't have with men because it doesn't make sense. Not that a man can't be educated.
Right,
Not
I
that a man
understand that.
can't understand it.
I understand
But at
that.
some point we're like, do you bleed regularly? I
No,
don't
so
know.
But
Stacey, you think we're disservicing
Well,
women
yes,
in
well,
saying
I
this?
think that because we think women think with their hearts, men think more factual. But if I begin to start thinking factual, I don't want you to say that I'm doing that because I'm trying to be like a man. No, I am expanding my thought process.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to necessarily leave that if you start thinking intelligently, you're thinking like a man. No, you're expanding your thoughts.
You're being a smart woman.
Yes!
Every woman. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you in every way woman? Are you in every way woman?
Welcome back. So let's chat, ladies. Should couples get married when they're broke? Is there a time financially when it's better to tie the knot?
Broke is relative.
Right, yeah, that's true. That is so true. I think it's good. I think it's okay. If a couple is ready to get married, you don't have to have the big fancy, spend tens of thousands of dollars on a wedding. That's not why people get married. It shouldn't be a reason why
You don't
people
think
get
there
married.
should be some sort of financial stability along with the emotional stability of the relationship to
But people
build your
can- But
future on?
financial stability is something that you're always working towards.
Right.
Once you get to a place where you're comfortable, you're always still looking to move to another place where you can get more comfortable and look for a place. So it's evolving. Your
Right.
financial
I know my
relationship-
finances are revolving. I don't know about evolving.
All right.
But to Madison's point, I think in a marriage, what happens you decide, you should talk about it.
Yeah.
You should have that conversation before you get married. Hey, listen, this is where we are financially.
Okay, yeah. Enough with the you should. What did you and your husband do? Tell me about that conversation.
We were broke.
Yeah.
We were broke. We didn't have a house. He was just getting out of graduate school. I was working, so he didn't have a job. But we knew that picture going in, so we got a little apartment.
Did
and
he have
we
a
were-
ring?
When he proposed to me, we did not have a ring. He
No.
could not afford to have a ring.
Really?
Right. So we didn't get one until 90 days before we got married. But we talked about it. See, that's the difference. We knew our picture going in. It wasn't like there was some expectation that he had $1 million in the bank that he was hiding. And I think that's what's missing. People are not having the conversation.
Well, but I think a lot of men, even, guys I've been in relationships with in the past have said, I love you, but I've got to make a little more money, get myself financially stable before we build a future. And I'm wondering, is that an excuse because he doesn't really want to build a future, or is he really concerned about his finances?
I think for most men, they are concerned about their finances. Men think about it more than women do. They want to see them. They visualize and see themselves, at least I think, in a way where they are successful and they're doing this, and then they got the ring, and then they got the girl, so they have a different way of visualizing what marriage or weddings look like.
as opposed to women, we'll just jump in.
Right.
yeah,
It doesn't
right.
matter.
Where's my twisty tie for a ring? I love
yeah.
what I'm in.
Yeah,
However, I did meet a woman who had said to a male friend of mine, she pulled out this picture in Cosmopolitan of this ring that was worth about $50,000 plus. And she tore it out and she said, "Don't ask me to marry you until you can get me this."
See,
There's a lot of women out there who are like that, who want to make sure their man can afford their lifestyle that they want for themselves.
Absolutely. Now, at the time, I was like, okay, this is a bit shallow. However, at the same time,
Is
I was like,
it shallow? Because she just knows what she wants and she's honest
yes.
about it.
On the
That's
flip
not
side,
wrong.
On the flip
she
side.
was honest. She said
She
she
was
let him
honest.
know.
That's
Look,
true.
this is the kind of life I want to live, and if you can't give it to me, don't ask me to marry you.
that's true.
She should give it to herself. That's what I'm saying.
Well, good that she was honest, but also as women, we have to identify potential. right? Where my husband and I are financially today, we weren't 22 years ago.
Yeah.
But again, we had
You
the
built it
conversation
together.
across the road. So sometimes as women, I'm gonna caution the $50,000 ring early
Okay.
when it's not gonna be sustainable.
But also, what your vision of marriage may be different from someone else's.
Right.
My vision of marriage when I got married was, and I remember saying this to my ex, saying, you know what, as long as we're happy, I'm okay if we live in a trailer park.
Okay, so
years later, I get that repeated back to me as in, I didn't know that you wanted me to buy the trailer park.
Well, no, but see, like I'm even
Like,
nervous.
well-
I'm nervous to have that conversation
Why?
about finances, and
Why?
well, I mean, I don't really want to share all of my secrets.
But what
Or purchases, or like, I just, for some reason, it makes me very, very nervous and very hesitant
Wait,
to
what
be
secrets
completely
are
open.
you
But
keeping?
yeah.
Well, no, not necessarily secrets, but I mean, debt. I feel like a man who wants to marry me is like, but I don't want to be responsible for all her baggage.
So you
i.e.
feel that he'll reject
student
you. Okay.
loans, car payments, etc. Because I feel like that is just kind of a
Okay, I'm a
but
little
few
old-fashioned that
times.
way, I think. But when you have a marriage, you are
Absolutely.
marrying.
You're marrying.
Your financial life along with your emotional life.
Okay,
along
but
with.
speaking with your emotional life, then if you're not as financially stable, does that cause more problems in your relationship?
But I think it's where you put
No,
the emphasis.
you know what? It doesn't. You're right.
It's where you put the emphasis. Again, you asked me, and I'll go back to, we didn't have a lot. But what we had, and don't dismiss this, ladies, is we talked about what our future was going to look like together. And we said we only make X amount of money, and we worked in those means.
And I know
And I didn't
people-
put pressure on him.
I know couples who have had a lot of money and they spent that money ignoring each other,
Right.
and it didn't help them in their marriage.
That's powerful.
It's really relative, and I think I love it. It's really relative. You have $1 million, you don't love each other. You have a dollar
you
for
can you can afford to spend more time away from
you
each other
split a
and
Taco
ignore your
Bell
problems.
burrito, but you're happy because you look in each other's eyes.
On that note, we'll be back with more Everyway Woman. Stay
I
tuned.
can buy my own trailer park now.
Absolutely.
Put 'em in.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you in every way woman? Are you in every way woman?
Have you ever thought about making a career out of your passion for makeup? Well, keep watching because we're going to talk to Anna about just that. Next up on Everyway Woman.
Welcome to Everyway Woman. So women are launching themselves into entrepreneurship, and today we're talking to Anna about just that. She turned her passion for makeup into her career. So tell me, what is it like to be a makeup artist?
Girl, it's not all glam as it looks in the social media.
What do you mean by that?
You know, honestly, like if you look through the social media, all these people, you know, put up pictures. We only let you see what we want you to see. It is not all glam.
You do put on a good face.
It's long hours, a lot of driving. I mean, really, my friends really know. They hardly ever see me.
And it's a workout.
have a
I've
life.
I've seen the case. You are lugging. I
Yes.
mean, you have to be in charge of all your own tools, your products.
Yes, it's a lot of tools, a lot of products, you know, searching for different type of brands, you know, that fit different types of people, not the expensive kind too sometimes,
So
more, you know.
rewind. Take me back to the moment when you decided you wanted to become a makeup artist.
Wow, well, I never really wanted to become a makeup artist. It was more of a hobby, it just happened.
You just were.
It just happened. I mean, I literally had a full-time job, and doing makeup and hair was just a hobby. I would do it for prom. I started back when I was 16, girl.
So how did you turn that into a business?
It just naturally happened. People were calling me. I remember I ended up doing a friend that was Gothic. And she ended up saying, you know, glam me up for my wedding. She wore the whole
Gothic
red
glam?
dress. No, she wore a red dress for her wedding with the
brave.
white veil, but I ended up transforming her. It was a whole transformation that people were like, wow, you did that? And I think I was probably like 20 when I did that.
How did that make you feel when you were able to transform someone?
Well, in the beginning, it felt good. Now it's a different feeling because I end up helping organizations and nonprofits where I end up transforming and giving back, and it's different, like cancer patients, you know, stuff like that. And to see them pretty much, you know, get teary-eyed and stuff like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing my makeup. It feels good. It feels good. It feels like I'm doing something. And even if it's for those couple, you know, minutes, you know, that they're sitting in my chair, I'm happy that I touched a life in that way.
To make someone feel beautiful is a
Definitely.
true gift, and you really have it. But
Thank you.
there must be a pressure to always feel beautiful yourself.
Oh,
or
yeah.
to look beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Every time I go into a job, I mean, all my ladies here probably know that when you go into a job, it's kind of hard to wake up every morning to put on your hair and put on your makeup, you know what I mean? So being a makeup artist, you have to look presentable.
You have to be the part.
Oh, yeah. And especially me, I'm known for retro, so I got to wear my red rose.
But so how long have you been working as a makeup artist?
18 years.
18 years. You don't look old
I
enough.
hope
to
nobody
be
just
doing
said my age right now.
that. Yeah, nobody's doing math at home, Anna. I promise you that. So what's next for you as a makeup artist?
Well, definitely, I want to do my own salon. I'm a type of person that anybody that knows me, I reach for the stars, you know, and nothing's impossible for me. So right now, I have plans to be able to open up my own salon.
But tell me about the networking.
You have to network being a makeup artist. It's really important to network. A lot of people that I interact with, inspiring makeup artists, they always tell me, like, I don't like to work with other people, or, you know, stuff like that. And I just look at them, and even though I shake my head, it's like, girl, you gotta learn to work with other people. It's all about networking.
Well, yeah, what's the dynamic with your team?
Oh, everybody in my team needs to know how to work with each other. That's why you're in my team. But definitely when you network, you end up finding another job. You know, a wedding could turn into a fashion show. The next person has maybe a connection to a celebrity. You know what I mean? So it's all like, you know, then you're working on movie sets, then you're working, you know, so it's
And you're working on Every Way Woman, making us all look good and feel beautiful. Well, we're going to have more of your tips on a few more episodes of Every Way Woman. And of course, you can find tricks on everywaywoman.com. More when we return. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you in every way woman? Are you in every way woman?
Up next, we have Manji from 88 Tequila, bringing you Slim 88. Salud.
If you're already being naughty with a cocktail, well then who needs all the calories? Manji is back and she's talking about the Slim 88 today. But before we get to that, let's talk a little tequila.
Okay.
You are the tequila girl, aren't you?
Yes. Yes.
You're proud of that.
Of course I am. Who's not proud of drinking tequila?
No, but not only do you drink tequila, you work tequila.
Yes.
I mean, is your day ever not tequila?
No. No.
Because
tequila is an everyday word. It's our brand. It's
Because
our
when
passion.
my night is tequila, my morning hurts. Let's just put it that way. You know, and how do you avoid that? Tequila has such this like kind of stigma. This
Well, it depends on
reputation.
what kind of tequilas you drink and also how you drink them. So, for instance, ours is 100% blue agave. It's the good stuff. Obviously, the
high end.
the more it
ultra
costs, the better it is for
premium.
you. Is pretty much how it works. So,
Isn't that the story about life? Tell that to my
Exactly.
father.
Exactly. So it has to do with what it's made with. It
Okay.
has to do with the process, and then also what you're mixing it with. If you're gonna take tequila and pour a bunch of sweet, syrupy products into it, it's gonna give you a hangover because of all the sugar. Sugar and alcohol are typically what would cause you to not feel so good.
So
the
those
next
multiple
day.
margaritas hurt.
Depending on how they're made. I mean, it depends. So
Do
like
you
the
have a
one we're
family
gonna
secret? I mean, if your life is always tequila, what's the family secret? What's the hangover secret? Tell us.
I drink a lot of water and an Advil before I go to bed. So
Oh,
that seems to help me.
Okay, come on. All right. So, but is tequila typically like a skinny liquor?
It is. It's lower in fat. It's lower in calories overall, as well as it's actually good for your digestive system. It helps to
Tell that to my doctor.
Actually,
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a known fact that it helps with digestion. So I mean, obviously it's still alcohol. It's still in moderation. I'm not saying drink the whole bottle or anything like that, but definitely a little bit here and there.
A little dose will do, yeah?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so typically, people think vodka is a skinny thing, but we can go to tequila as an option.
Definitely.
And I love to host events. So having a non-margarita is, thank you.
Right, exactly. We like to do different things. So today we're doing the Slim 88, which is lower in fat and lower in calories than your traditional margarita because you're using all natural ingredients. And the first thing we're gonna do is pour some tequila.
Why this tequila? So this is the Blanco?
Yes.
Okay.
So we use this one because you're using less intense flavors, and if you used a reposado or añejo, you definitely could, but you're gonna get more of the oakiness and the wood, whereas you wanna enjoy the lemon and lime flavors with the agave.
Keep it light, fruity, citrusy.
Exactly,
Okay.
keep it fresh. You know?
Sure.
So let's do a shot. You could measure a 2-ounce shot typically in the shot glass.
No, this is a test. So you don't measure, and I'll measure.
I don't. You know what?
Let's see how you can free pour.
Bartenders usually do like a 3-second pour, so I'll just go ahead.
She's the pro here, obviously.
And do that.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and.
So let's hope I'm right.
I was gonna say let's see how good you. Oh my gosh. See, now I just.
Okay, see, you just lost.
That was my fault. That was my fault. All right, I'm just gonna free pour it into here too.
All right.
Pour yours back in there. Pretend that never happened. And 3, got it. Okay,
All right.
what's next?
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do the agave nectar.
I wanna, I always see people sniffing their liquor. What's that about?
It's just like when you go wine tasting. You want to definitely smell it. You want to inhale all the different ingredients and
I'm inhaling
just
lemon.
enjoy it. And when you taste it, you'll be able to taste everything that you smell.
It's important that you smell before you taste, isn't it? So then you taste more if you actually smell it.
You pick up on more of the flavor that way.
Okay, absolutely. What's next?
So we're gonna do agave nectar, and we'll just go ahead and squeeze a little bit in there. Agave nectar is very thick and very sweet. It's kind of like
honey.
Kind of like honey, but I personally think it's a little bit sweeter. Other people might think it's not.
How much am I going here?
I would stop right there. I would just put a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and squeeze some fresh lemon juice into this.
And how fun are these glasses too? I mean, one lady doesn't like a martini glass. It seems very sophisticado, if you will.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just
squeeze the lemon. Woo! Talk about fresh lemon juice. Look at that. I love that. What is this?
Lemon squeezer, I guess. I don't know what it's
what
technically
every girl
called.
Should have, because this is how I usually squeeze my lemons. Let me show you. And then I get
you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, well, but then I get the seeds.
Exactly, and you get a lot more juice this way.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Okay.
And then
yours is always going to be prettier than mine. That's just how it is. Now we've got some lime,
Then we're going to do the
too.
lime as well.
All right, I'm just free pouring, free hand in this one.
All right,
over
that's
here.
fine.
And
most
Patsy's gonna
bartenders
test
would
which
make
one's
it
better.
that way.
Sure. What else do we have?
And then you can add a little light ice if you want.
Sure.
Just to chill it a little bit. And then what we like to do to spice it up sometimes is just toss a few jalapenos in there.
Well, talk about the jalapenos. Well, I don't know if I can handle those. I'm gonna let Patsy try mine. Okay. And for this information, you can go to everywaywoman.com. Thanks so much, Maggie. Cheers. Salute. How is it? Everyway Woman gives back to the community. Go to everywaywoman.com to find out how you can match our donations of undergarments for needy kids. Thanks for getting to know Everyway Woman.
This has been an Everyway Woman production.
I'm an everyday woman, 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 in every way, yeah, yeah. I'm living my life, living day by day, yeah, yeah. Are you an everyday woman?